Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is BMT 150, and welcome to Lovers Hub Season 2, running under the theme hashtag Building Defined and Relevant Relationships in the 21st Century. Can you give me a round of applause? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Director, for being there for us. Big shout outs to our main sponsors, Atlanta Boho Drilling. Big shout out to all the guys I'm going to pay for my big shout outs to Toda at Texas hashtag ride with us. Without wasting much of your time, we're going to I have Jen Mdara. Good evening, Mr. Tinashe.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
You know what? He's an author. His name is Tinashe Mudanda. Can you give him a round of applause? Shall we start? Totanga. Thank you so much. Mr. Tinashe, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, we are trying to build defined and relevant relationships in the 21st century. And the health of nations depend on the health of families. Why is the family relationships so important to the development of nations?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for such a good question. I just the basic building block of a nation is the individual. That's the unit for the building block of a nation. That's why you find out in the Bible, God says that to Abraham you are a father of nations, but he was speaking to one person. So the basic building block of a nation is one person. So then, after being individually, being the makeup of a nation, when two people come, they create a family. One person cannot create a family. So the next basic unit of a nation is a family. So families are important because if there were no families, they would never be here. Because everyone else comes after when there are two people who decide to start a family. So we can. It's so sad that nowadays the constitution of family is taken advantage of. We really don't capitalize on what family should be. That's why we have so many problems, even socially, because the family is now then becomes the foundation of building a person. For example, I, as a person, as a young boy, will learn how to love my wife from how I see my father interacting with my mother in the family. So then the family becomes the blueprint that I, as an individual, will copy and paste into my family. So I think that's why families are so important for a nation to be, because families build the nation. If a good country has good families, a bad country has bad families. Thank you.
A family unit matters, right? You wrote a book, The Art of Finding, and one needs to be artistic to find the ideal partner.
We have a library to learn about relationships. There are books, there are videos, there are a lot of things, a lot of material. So people are not deliberate in trying to learn what then is the right relationship. What then is not toxicity? What then is abuse? People are not deliberate. So I think people would invest in learning about Maititi, and what's happening, rather than learning what will help them become better people, become better, citizens, become better people in a marriage. So I think intention here ndo isipo. 1, 2. We also don't have positive role models. Ariko, my positive role models of the marriage institution, but you find out kutuvashoma. So already tinema negative examples why marriage doesn't work. or why is it's not worth it? Why should I even bother? Varorana divorce after 2 months, those things. So it's something that we, the current generation, have to fix by educating ourselves and implementing it, so that even vana vedu kusi kuti iwe marriage inonakidza munhu anotobata uroko, those type of things. So yeah, I think I think that's generally the problem.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tinashe. Lastly, who should be finding and who has to be found?
Yeah. When I was writing the book, I got to a point here kuti ndakati sooner or later someone is going to ask me who should find. So, but these things are subjective, because if I go to America, there's a different culture than Zimbabwe. Ikokoko probably, and Ikokoko America, in those cities, different cities, they have their own different cultures. So it's really difficult. Kutinditi a man, or in the context of Zimbabwe, we are just used kuti murume ndiano itase murume ndiano anotaura nyaya yake zvikarambo zvaramba. But you find out kuti culture even in Zimbabwe has evolved. Now kuno vamwe vasikana vekuti vanotongofila kuti inini if I want it I should just go get it zvikarambo zvaramba. But generally the nature of a man and of a woman akatosiyana. Mwari akangosika murume ari munhu anotongoita ari go-getter. I think that's, and if you look into science, that's one of the duties here, the woman inonzi testosterone. It's a competitive hormone. It's a hormone yekuti So it depends. It depends with what works. What I can say depends with, after all those facts and it depends with what works for a person. Because pamwe pacho, even you find out kuti guys don't say this, but we struggle. Nenyaya approach. Yes, we should approach, but you find out that a lot of guys, they struggle. Going to a girl, because we rejection ingori. Yes, I'm sure yes, you are there, but the majority, I'll speak on behalf of everyone. The majority in the reality in the people are fake. But then again, it's subjective. It's what works for you. Kana mskana uchiona kuti mvesu uyu maybe munhu wawagara uchiziva nguva refu, and plus futi there's a difference in approach, because ndikati mskana approach ndenchinyepa, but women are subtle. Ane tumasainzi twanokuratidzawo iwo ndio unongozongoona kuti ipenai ipenai zviriko unoona.
Can you give him a round of applause?
So it's nyaya yekuva conscious of masainzi yayo yokuti musikana uyu ari ndopanozoona timu ichiti arundiekitera arundidii. So yanyaya yengozi yaskill manje kuti uzive kuti apa ndikuekiterwa apa hapana nyaya. So yeah, I think.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, that was Tinashe Mudanda, an author. He's a relationship counselor as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Tinashe, for coming. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.